What a difference from a year ago. Last year, on today's date, we were mowing winter rye that was 3 feet tall. This year, winter rye is not even half, well, it's over halfway up to my knee, but not far. I would say average of 12 inches tall. Quite a bit farther behind from last year. But this winter I saved. We're going to combine this for the seed, and we're going to bale the straw. Here you can see the tracks from the spreader. I put a fertilizer on it yesterday. I finished up fertilizer on the rental ground this morning, and then I planted that 8.5 acres of silage corn down there. And then I planted 6.5 acres over on my field in the corner. I was going to plant the whole thing in beans, but I had some seed left over, so I figured I was going to use it up. I wasn't going to carry any more seed over for a year, so. And the hay is getting there slow. I don't know when I'm going to cut hay, if I'm going to wait and let it grow later till the orchard grass gets a lot of seed heads on it so it fills in, or what I'm going to do. But I did, where that cornfield is, I sprayed. It's hard to tell right now. Earlier in the day you could tell right where I sprayed, but I squared it off per se. So there's going to be like 4 acres of winter rye here, and then like this 1.5 acres or so of hay. But yeah, what a difference from last year, huh? I guess it didn't really matter that I didn't buy a bale wrapper, because it would be, I bet, 2 more weeks before this would be ready to cut for baleage, and I didn't want to wait that long. So I want to try and get the corn planted just a little bit earlier this year. So much for that. I guess this year we plant it again and hope it grows more in the spring, or we have a normal earlier spring and not this late spring with a blizzard in the end of April and then no rain for how many weeks after. We picked up a 1/4 inch of rain last night, so, which was nice. It rained late, like started around 6-7 o'clock, and it rained until after dark. But you know, here I can pick up an inch of rain and I can be in the field a couple hours later. This ground soaks it right up. So when you're dealing with sandier type soil, I don't have to wait around. But another 1/2 inch of rain would be nice. A thunderstorm would really be nice. You can see the tufts of orchard grass, how much taller they are from everything else. That's kind of why I like orchard grass, because it shoots up really fast in the spring. But it isn't quite as vigorous during the hot summer like some of the other grasses are. But I don't know for sure what I'm going to do with this hay. My plan was next year to plant this whole field all in corn. So I don't know if I'm just going to cut this hay on time, or kind of let it get mature so it produces a bunch of seed, so when I cut hay it knocks the seed back to the ground. Not for sure on that one. But this top part here that was corn last year, I did not spray the winter rye that's growing. I did not. Obviously, if I didn't spray the winter rye, there's some volunteer alfalfa in there that's coming like gangbuster. So I just got a bag of grass seed mix, and there was some alfalfa in the mix. Obviously, where there's alfalfa growing, that seed's not going to grow, I'm sure. But it's just a patch here on this hillside where the alfalfa's coming really nice. So the rest of it, where there isn't any alfalfa, hopefully it will. Hopefully that seed will come. But I planted around 90 pounds the acre of oats, and then just that one bag of alfalfa grass mix. It's only like 2 acres. So, and then there's a strip along there I ran down, and then at that end there's a patch where there's just clover growing. I no-tilled into that too. So, and then about where this post is, from here down to the road, there's 4 acres of corn that I planted. The new acre meter is nice. No guessing anymore what you planted. I use the government GPS, for kind of measuring the fields. And I measured out what I thought was 4 acres, and I planted it, and it was within a tenth of an acre. So, and then the same back there, I was figuring 8.7 acres, and it was little over 8.5, but there's a corner I didn't plant. I made it so all my rows are the same length, and then I went out there and marked the last pass with the corn planter. I left the marker down. Basically, from where the last corn plant is to where that marker is, there's enough room for my gator in there, and then I put some pigtail posts in there to mark that, just in case I decide to re-fence along those woods and then back to here for the cows, because I am planning on planting more hay here sooner or later, and then I'm probably going to add that back to pasture. But now I have it laid out, which I should have done before. But when I laid out before, it was hay, it wasn't corn. So now I have it laid out so it's planted perfect for my silage corn, so I have full length rows and not a whole pile of short rows at the end. And yeah, my cows are very unhappy. They really want to go to pasture, but I put fertilizer on everything yesterday, and the grass is just not ready for cattle yet. Most of the grass on that hillside is only at the 1 leaf stage. Some of it's at 2. It will not be ready for cows until it's at least 3 leaf. So that over there is a little bit farther along, but it's still not quite ready for cattle to go on it, which really sucks. It's May 15th and we are not on pasture yet. So it's just amazing the difference from one year to the next. There's years that we've been grazing by mid-April, and now this year it's mid-May and we are still feeding hay. So don't know, but anyhow, that's just a little update. I did not take any video of planting corn. I plant with a 40-20, and the better time that I was planting, it was too windy anyways, and it would just been a bunch of wind noise, and I couldn't have talked. You'd never heard what I was saying. So I did not make any video of that. It's not much different than last year. 40-20 planting corn. I did put those new closing wheels on the corn planter, or closing wheel arms, which I'll show you guys quick. And it made a heck of a difference with closing. It still looks like behind the corn planter that there's still a trench, but there's not. Really, it's the closing wheels are kind of leaving a trench from their wheels or whatever. So, and the other stuff where it looked like it was leaving the trench open, it was actually packing dirt around the seed, but then there was an open trench above it. So I probably didn't have to change them, but I like these new easy sets. So there you can see them on the corn planter. When I was done planting today, I put them up on the lightest setting, just so the springs don't have all that extra pressure on them all the time. But we are done planting corn. The drill is hooked up to the 64. ready for soybean seed. So the field over on the side road, if you can read it there, that's how many acres of corn I planted. Over on my land across the road, so there should be about 8.5 acres left there for soybeans. And then I've got that 16-acre field over in the rental ground to plant yet. So I'm gonna start planting soybeans tomorrow. I got to return the fertilizer buggy in the morning, and then we will start planting soybeans. I haven't been in a big rush because it hasn't really been that warm. I mean, we've only been picking up between 2 to 10 growing degree units a day, and there's a couple days we really didn't pick any up. So at least for you, Darren, 64 is hooked to the drill. I'm worried that I'm not putting any hours on it. So we're ready to rock and roll. Everything needs a bath, but it's gonna wait till we're done planting. So all I gotta do is adjust my settings there for planting soybeans, and then we're ready to rock and roll. 40-20 planted all the corn. I prefer planting corn with the 40-20 because it turns better, turns a heck of a lot shorter. So it's early enough in the year that it's not miserably hot out, so it's not really that bad sitting on an open station tractor. But now I'm going to plant beans, and I don't have to pay quite as much attention doing that, so it'll be nice to have a radio and stuff. So one of these days I need to buy a radio for the 40-20 fender. I'm still half tempted to put that cab back on and pop all the glass out. Basically, I just want a canopy. I'd like to have just a 2-post canopy, but man, almost $2,000 for one of them things, that's crazy. So anyhow, that's just a little update of what's going on. All the corn is in the ground. I'm hoping to plant beans tomorrow, and then I need to run to Menards and get a bunch of Quickcrete so I can pour some cement for that pig pen, and then we're gonna do a little bit of cement where the horse goes in and out of her part of the shed. So probably do the horses first, and then I'll run back down and get more, then do the pig pen. Then I gotta weld up some gates for that pen, and then get a couple pigs. So yep, that's what's going on. But at least everything's greening up, and really the last 2 days the grass is really shot up. So I'm kind of hoping by this weekend the pastures are ready for the cows. So anyhow, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll try and get some footage of planting beans, but there again, it's the same thing as last year. Hate to bore everybody with the same thing. But anyhow, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.